Good day. It's time for my weekly OEA update. We're continuing to engage in efforts in locals all across the state to make sure that as school reopening plans are being developed, that the health and safety of our members, of our students, of the other adults who work in schools and their families and communities is the top priority. We've been providing locals with resources on how to bargain and organize around that, and how to protect the legal rights of members. And we've been speaking out publicly to make sure that health and safety remains a priority. It's been challenging, especially given the fact that at the federal level, we see Betsy DeVos and Donald Trump using the threat of funding cuts and using the lure of funding support as a way to bully school districts into reopening without regard to CDC guidance. That's simply wrong. We need to continue to fight for the resources we need in order to open schools safely. So contact Senator Brown, Senator Portman, especially Senator Portman, the members of the House of Representatives, and urge them to pass a no strings attached relief package modeled after the HEROES Act that provides essential support for our public schools so that health and safety of students and adults is a priority. I want to give special recognition to locals that are doing an especially good job. A shout out to the Columbus Education Association that recently issued a public letter calling on the district to delay reopening until certain conditions are met, and also to prioritize equitable learning conditions. And I'm happy to report that the Columbus Board of Education at this point is delaying reopening in all of their districts. Shout out to the Worthington Education Association, my local, and President Brian Morgan, who also was successful in persuading their school district leadership to delay reopening of schools to allow additional time for planning and preparation. Shout out to the Bay Teachers Association for the work that they've done in negotiating a very, very detailed back to school memorandum of understanding that addresses a range of contingencies, including details on what happens with the return to remote learning as that is needed. And also to the Bexley Education Association, who is not just engaging internally, but publicly engaging with the Franklin County Board of Health to call for an alignment, a better alignment of state warning systems and reopening plans. So we're going to continue to work on that. We have our OEA Board of Directors that is coming together virtually starting on Sunday through Tuesday. We're going to be doing a number of things. We're going to be really working hard on our strategic priority related to racial justice. We're going to be doing a lot of work in preparation for this coming presidential campaign and all of our election priorities for November. And the board's also going to be taking up a position statement to make sure that we're very, very clear system-wide on what are the conditions necessary in order to reopen schools safely. So be looking for additional information next week after the board's had a chance to have that conversation and that debate. I want to mention before I wrap up here that our wellness cadre has continued to be hard at work, and the next Wellness Wednesday is scheduled for July 29th and is specifically oriented towards school counselors, social workers, psychologists, and school nurses. What are the challenges of providing those kinds of wraparound services to students in this time of pandemic? Speaking of school nurses, you may have seen school nurses in the Athens City Schools, our members, speaking out on the realities of reopening and the challenges that they face. We know that school nurses are going to be on the front lines. We need funding for school nurses. We need support for school nurses and for everyone who's working with students in our schools in whatever form that's going to take. Thank you for all you're doing to continue to advocate for yourselves, for your students, and for your colleagues. That's all for this week. Make it a good week.